Hello, hello. Welcome to Lady Gang. I am Becca Tobin here with Jack Vanek and Kelty Knightley.
Back home where it all
Katie Knightley.
Katie Knightley. Back home where it all started, here in the Podcast One studio.
Your hair looks crazy.
Is it this part up?
No. It's like
It's parted in like 5 different places.
Just take your headphones off. Okay. This is what
I
real
don't know
friends do.
what
Okay.
is
All right.
going on.
This is good. Give it a brush back.
Also, Kelty has had like a piece of skin peeling off of her forehead the whole day that I keep meaning to tell you about. And I keep
saw that
forgetting.
in the bathroom earlier. You know what it is? It's that I took the advice of the internet and I fucking got that like spiked by spiker eyebrow stuff that's supposed to spike up your eyebrow, and it's like hot. It's like glue. I'm a drag.
Zach is
that's
so
what it is. It's
confused
glue.
why women are spiking up their eyebrows. He's like, what the is this? It's the weirdest.
It is weird.
It reminds me of when like boys in 4th grade would do this straight
Yes.
up hair
Scott Wolf.
spike.
Yeah.
That's what we're
Is
doing
this
to our
better? Am I
brows.
better?
No. Just leave it.
No.
Help me, Jack.
Hold on. Okay. Just do it like leave a little in the front
Yeah. Okay.
and then do a sensible. Yep.
There you go.
How's
Great.
She's done.
So much better.
Wow, so
Wow.
beautiful.
I do love that you're doing like an extreme side part.
Steve is clapping for you.
Thank you, Steve.
It's really bringing it back.
Emotional support producer Steve is here,
Yeah.
just really giving it to
Okay,
us.
so we are what you were saying, and I interrupted you, which
Yeah.
is what I do best. We are in the Podcast One studio, which is where it all began.
The studio we built.
Hardly.
You want to see these curtains bought with Lady Gang money?
Yeah, I mean, some
I
of
don't
them.
know.
That's
about
why they
that.
look so shitty. Because they were
We didn't make much.
$9.99.
We actually haven't been in the studio together in probably at least 5 years.
Yeah, it's crazy to be here.
Right?
New table.
When
can't
did
think
we
of-
start doing CBS, your office? When did you start working at ET? That was when?
At
Yeah,
least 2018.
2018. Yeah,
Wow.
it's been 5 years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wowie, wowie.
We're
okay.
home.
All right, well, it's time for...
Good week.
Yes, it is.
Bad week. Oh, no.
Okay, so I have a good week. Well, first, a bad week. I was out having drinks over the weekend, and Zach mentioned to me that friends we were meeting out from Atlanta that night who I'd never met, he's like, you know, the wife is in town for this conference convention thing, and my ex-girlfriend is part of it. He's like, not that she's coming with, but
Yeah.
like Austin is a big city.
Right.
But if they're all meeting up from the convention after, then it's like a weird
Yeah.
thing that there's a chance you could run into this
Yeah.
ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
What
A serious ex-girlfriend?
that's
There's
what I was
no
just
one
about
but
to say.
you.
Zach had like one pseudo-serious girlfriend, and I think she cheated on him, and he was like, see ya,
Idiot.
bitch. So
But-
anyways,
But he was like, see a bitch, or is it the one that he always thinks about because she cheated on him?
no, because Zach has like a very strong feeling about a hoe.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah. All right.
Like, there's a lot of things that you could do, and Zach too, but like for him, the cheating is like into him.
It's like
he has
the-
such a healthy ego that he's like, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
He's not heartbroken.
You
He's
cheated
like,
on me?
Yeah, he's like, lose my number.
You're a lost loser.
I'm dead to you.
Okay.
Goodbye. And
Yeah.
then he
Can you
snaps.
move that headphone over here?
Yep. Okay, so I start drinking a lot. It's very hot out, and I totally forget about this person. I truly don't think about it because, quite frankly, maybe in the first 5 years of us being together, I would have been like, oh, who's this bitch? I'm going to look hot tonight. And then I was like, good luck if you can take him, you know?
Yeah.
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 So then we're out, we're having fun, and we're like, I was pretty intoxicated. And the whole night there was this running joke about how I want to start an app about how women can order like blowjobs for their husbands.
I love it.
So women have an app. They're
option.
They're the ones in charge. Like they can, and all the women have been vetted by other women. It's
Right.
women-led app. Women-led.
It's a women's
world for a man.
okay.
So I was like,
Snagula comes at 9 p.m. I mean, that's whatever.
Snagula.
I just picture she has black hair. She's the opposite of me.
Well, anyways, it's like so it's like whatever you want to do. You want your husband to have a BJ, it's like ordering him an at-home massage. But
Okay.
you're like, yeah, this girl will do, and they can't ever exchange numbers. If they do, the girl gets kicked off the app, and the husband gets
This is like
whatever.
brilliant idea.
And I was like, what am I going to call it? So it's this running joke with his friend who was in town. And I was like, oh, you know what it could be? Because like you have to do background checks and STD checks, and like it's very thorough. I'm like, it's kind of like Angie's List, but it's Angie's Lips is going to be the name of the app. Steve's clapping
Angie's
for me.
List, sponsor of the Lady Gang.
I know. But
Wow.
it's a very thorough way to, I mean, you trust these people.
Okay.
So anyways, I was like telling the story. So then I'm so, like, again, I'm so drunk. I'm not thinking about anything. There's all these girls from the convention that did end up coming. I did not even look for her, truly. So then this one girl comes over and she was so offended by my conversation. It's a woman with 3 kids. And she was like, I still have sex with my husband. I still want to. I still give him blowjobs. Like, this is crazy, blah, blah, blah. Like, kind of judgy.
Yeah.
And then she was like, which one's your husband? And I was like, oh, that poor guy over there that I'm literally talking about outsourcing blowjobs for. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. He's a great man, but that's him.
Yeah.
Well, then I see her leave. And I put 2 and 2 together that she was the friend of the ex-girlfriend.
Oh,
So
no.
she was coming over to like do recon, I'm sure. And she probably went back to his ex-girlfriend and was like,
he's not getting blowjobs.
don't worry. She's a fucking psychopath who wants to create an app for sex workers for her husband to get blowjobs when she doesn't feel like it. So I nailed it.
If you can't
Honestly-
respect that hustle, then you're not our kind of girl.
She's obviously not an entrepreneurial spirit.
I think it's a
Obviously.
win-win because she thinks she wins, but you really win.
yeah.
Like everybody wins.
Let them eat cake. I think that's what
So anyways, that was my humiliation. But also, how does Angie's lips sound?
I like Angie's lips. It's
Would
like
you
the
like to
Aperol
invest?
tits.
That's like one thing you can order. It's like a little like
The Aperol
tit.
tits.
You can order it like
What's
do
it
it.
called when you have
You can do a
I don't
shot
want to
of
say it.
what's
It's
it-
too dirty.
what?
a titty?
No, what the hell is it called?
titty.
I
No,
can't
a
do that.
Motorboat. No,
that's-
motorboats in the face.
Yeah, isn't that when you just hum and you give him a blowjob?
No.
that's a Hummer.
We need to brush up on our sexual terms.
Clearly,
need
no
to
one's
brush
getting away.
Dirty Sanchez.
Okay.
I'll go. Okay, mine are pretty short and they're both emails. Okay. So the first email that I got is my good week. You guys know how I have the one guy that always asks me for feet pics.
Yes.
Once a month. It's kind of like on a different day.
You need the money for your wedding. What are you waiting
I need
for?
the money. His name is Adam something, but it's a different message, but they're all kind of the same, but it's not copy paste. So, but anyways, now I have a new suitor, Scott Parker. Subject, feet pics. Hi, Jack. How are you? I hope you're doing well and having a great day. Sorry to bother you. I was just wondering if you could possibly be interested in selling feet pics. For example, feet and sole pics, if that's something you'd ever consider
Like
selling.
the sole of your foot?
Yes. As I would be very interested in buying and would be happy to pay prior to, only if you would be comfortable with that, but I completely understand if not. So I love
I like
how
that he's like PC and polite.
he's like, I'd really like some feet pics, but only if you're comfortable. But what about like a sole? But it's only if
He
you
doesn't
want
want
to
to
do
get
it.
reported.
Scott Parker.
Wow, it's a super polite email.
Yeah. So I have
Ask for
Wait, isn't that my Match.com name?
Sally Prescott.
Sally Prescott.
Sally Prescott. Sorry, never mind.
Now I have 2 men that want to see
You
my
guys
feet.
know me so well. You didn't even. God, what is in your brains about me? What factoids? It's so
So many.
embarrassing.
I know you too well.
Okay.
Okay, so my bad week is I have my email on my Instagram. So I sometimes get like
Which is
put
so
on
risky.
It's so risky, but like I also get really good emails from having my email on my Instagram. But I also have to deal with a lot of like
Riffraff.
spam and riffraff and like whatever. So I got this email. It was an absolute talk about copy paste email from somebody wanting, I don't even know what the email was about, but it was like, let's set up a Zoom call, like click on my calendar or whatever. So anytime I get one of those emails, I either reply because there's no way to unsubscribe yourself. So I'll either write unsubscribe or I'll write stop emailing me. So I did
Weird.
why is that weird?
That's a weird thing to do.
Well, because then they could stop emailing me.
I don't think people take that seriously.
Well, this person did.
Okay.
So I wrote back, stop emailing me. And she said, hey, Jack, if this is Jack Vanek from the Lady Gang, as the email is public on your verified Instagram account, then your response to the one email I've sent is very disappointing. I'm a fan of yours and the Lady Gang. And similar to you, I'm a creative looking to start my freelance career, which is why I pitched myself to you. So I wanted to say a public apology to Michelle.
Did you write her back?
Not yet. This just happened. today.
Like today?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I'm really sorry, Michelle.
Jack is very overwhelmed. She's got bridal brain.
But like it did seem a little copy pasty, spammy. So I
So-
replied as such, but like
You need to tell
my
Michelle.
formal apology.
Michelle needs to rethink her copy paste
Approach.
emails.
Yeah.
Yeah. You make a few mistakes.
Well, if you had opened it up with, I'm a big Lady Gang fan. I hope it's okay that I'm emailing
you since
Yeah.
your email was there.
You know, ignore this if you need, if
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Sorry,
Ooh.
Michelle.
Okay.
She's probably not listening anymore. Thanks
no,
for that.
thanks. We
She's
lost
burning a lady box as we
lost
speak.
another friend and follower. Okay, good week. I was recently in Canada. I saw my brother, which was like a dream come true.
Were you doing Bachelor in Canada? Were you,
You know,
there
I
filming?
was auditioning, and
She was there, like,
I had to
staking
Thank
out
you
with
so
a
much for
picket.
asking me, Canada, but I was unavailable because I have too many American shows to be on right now. So
Yeah.
thanks for asking me. There were a couple other girls. They were, behind me,
Yeah.
like Charlene or whoever. I don't know. I'm just kidding. I have no idea about any of that. Anyway, so I was in Canada, and my brother has, a wild house with a lot of things because he's not big on leaving the house. And so he got a Star Wars pinball machine.
Oh, yeah.
And when he came to me and he was like, I'm going to buy this Star Wars pinball machine, I was like, you f***ing loser. Do not buy this. Don't spend your money on it. There's better things in the world to spend your money. Let me
You're
tell you
hooked.
something.
She loves it.
I'm I'm the Tommy musical.
Yeah.
She's a pinball wizard.
Yeah.
Da, da, da. So it's got 8 different things. It's video pinball.
Yeah.
I played.
Wait, so it's not even a real ball going
It's not a
around?
real ball. It's like a video game. And there's
Oh.
like Darth Vader face, Princess Leia face. Like there's all these different things. And I would be so excited if I got over 1 million points and then the screen would come up. My brother's like 140 million points. Anyway, I could not stop playing pinball. And so he was like, you should get one of these for your office because it would be such a good relaxer for you. I was like, this is not relaxing.
No,
Anyway,
Because you wanted to be the best.
I f***ing love pinball. I love it so much. It is my personality. It's my new hobby.
Okay.
It's who I am. Here's my bad week. When I came home from that trip, Chris was like, hey, watch when you're coming up to the house, something got hit in the road. And I was like, okay. No, something didn't get hit on the road. The coyotes ate a deer in the middle of the road.
my
I
God.
found an entire deer baby fawn carcass. And let me this is a trigger warning for you, but let me just tell you something. When the coyotes eat the fawn, they eat everything but the legs and the face.
oh, my God.
There was not a vein, meat, rib
Why
to be
did you
had.
look at it so close?
It was in the middle of the road, and
Kelsey's
Chris.
like, what the
No, well, here's what happened. Chris.
She's like, should I TikTok?
Chris.
Oh, you thought
Tell
about
me
it.
honestly.
You thought about it.
Thought about it.
No, I
didn't you?
didn't. I was
Yeah.
very upset. Actually, the whole vibe of it was very heartbreaking for me. And so I saw it and I was like, Chris was like, it's a coyote. And I was like, I don't think it's a coyote because I drove by. And then I was like, well, this is in the middle. And it really is like, I'm a gore person, as you guys know. I have my brain diet. Like, I never saw anything this awful when I even went on a safari in Africa.
You're a
like,
non-gore person.
I don't like gore. I don't
Right.
like any of that just sticks in my brain. So I was like, well, there's a lot of people that walk up past my house on the walking path and stuff. And I was like, this is just a really gory to have in the middle of the street. So we called animal control and they were going to come, but it's going to take a few hours. So I took Callie
No.
Oh, my God.
and we walked down and we covered up the deer with a sheet. Like just to
Why'd you take your dog?
because Callie was freaking
Callie was gonna
out.
try
She
to eat
knew
it.
she knew something was going on with a coyote. She was like very into it.
Were you like, this could be you?
Yeah, but here's the
like,
thing.
sticks
She wanted
Callie's face
no,
in
she
it.
wanted nothing to do with it. She
Yeah, freaked out.
because it smells like dead animal. And she was like,
Yeah.
no, but I was like, you eat dead animal every day. Like I was very confused about her carnivorousness. But anyway, I covered it up. I saw its face. I gave it a little blessing and then animal control came. But anyway, it was the most
That's
like,
traumatizing.
I just assumed that when a coyote ate or an animal ate another animal in the wild, that they just like ate some pieces and then went on their way.
Yeah.
I didn't expect them to fucking like carcass this shit. Like, where is the rest of that Annie? I have a
No,
picture. I'll show
Tommy.
you guys.
No, thank
No,
you.
thanks. Pass.
When we come back, we're gonna see our friend Katie.
The Lady Gang.
Our guest today is a former bank manager who is known on TikTok for her hilarious videos and comedic personality. She rose to fame on Matt James' season of The Bachelor and eventually became Le Bachelorette. She didn't find love, but she did laugh, and now she's begun her newest endeavor, taking her hilarious TikTok antics to stand-up with on-stage comedy. I meant to say TikTok
Stand-up
antics
comedy?
to the stage with stand-up comedy. Please welcome to the Lady Gang, Katie Thurston.
Welcome.
Thank you. What an intro.
She's the best at him.
I am so happy. So I want to tell you the backstory of why we have not met yet.
I also have a backstory that I want to tell.
No, go ahead.
Okay, the backstory is how I got connected to Katie. So Anna Rose, my best friend, is a hairstylist, and
Oh, yeah.
she does all of the Bachelorette's hair. So she was doing your hair. I don't know if it was for you going on Matt's season. It was probably, I think, when you got
Bachelorette.
announced as the Bachelorette.
I feel like I've seen her multiple times. I'm like, I don't know which time it was, but
But
yeah.
I think it was when you're going to be announced for the Bachelorette, and you were listening to your own playlist, and your playlist was an emo playlist. And the main came on her playlist as she was listening to like all of her music. And Anna was like, oh my God, that's my best friend's fiance's band. You should meet his fiance, Jack. She's like an emo kid. You guys would get like along so well. And then you followed me on Instagram, and that's how we got connected like a while ago, a couple years ago, because I mean, elder emos always have to stick together, I feel like. Yeah.
You're the prettiest elder emos I've ever seen in my life.
Thanks.
All the emo girls are pretty.
I agree.
Dark hearts, hot features.
Yes. Okay, I need to use that
you
as
need
a
to make the
t-shirt.
Well, I was going to say that, as the podcasting world has taken off, we used to have our first episode ever of Lady Gang was with Ali Fedotowsky. And we've, over the years, had many bachelors and bachelorettes on this show.
No, I think she's the first person we recorded with, but I don't think she was our number one.
No, she was our first episode, but the third person we recorded with, because Cheryl Burke was our first person we recorded with.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we over the years we've always, and there was a time like I think during Colton's season where we got really in with ABC PR, and they were like, oh no, bring all the Bachelor and Bachelorettes. But then all the other podcasts like Our Friends and Chicks in the Office and whatever, they all started their own like after shows and Cutting the Roses and the Rose Parade or whatever else there was. And then we'd reach out and we'd be like, hey, can we get Katie? And then be like, well, what are you like? How are you supporting Bachelor every week? And we're like, well, no, not every week. We're not. Like, we just want to talk to her once. Like, and we'll, like, for this finale or whatever, Anyway, so it started getting really hard to book them. And so we kind of, like, took a back seat from Bachelor, Bachelorette people. We were like, no, it's fine.
Which bums me out.
We'll take some housewives.
Of my obsession.
Because we're deep housewives. Jack's a deep Bachelor and Bachelorette.
Are you a housewives?
No.
What?
I actually don't watch like any reality TV. Yeah, my stunt on the Bachelor and Bachelorette was like my cut ties with all reality TV. After
You're
that.
like, never again.
Yeah,
You're like, goodbye.
the sparkle's gone. I know too much.
Yeah.
So what's so funny is that we had to, the emo music had to connect us.
Yeah.
And then I went down a deep dive of your TikTok, and you're so funny.
Oh my
so
gosh.
I'm so glad that you're starting this new career.
Thank you.
And not only are you starting it, but you're doing things like opening for the iconic Whitney Cummings.
Yes.
How did that happen?
Oh my gosh, she is like a godmother. So during my time as the Bachelorette, she wanted me to go on her podcast, and we had met at Jimmy Kimmel behind stage. And so I was like, can I go on her podcast? And so they said yes. So don't give up. If you want yes, just keep asking.
Going. Okay. I feel like Whitney Cummings is like a little easier yes, but yeah, okay.
Well, who knows? But I was like, can I go on it? And they're like, yeah. And so anyway, we're talking and we're having a good time. And then I tell them kind of like, oh yeah, before I went on the show, I really wanted to start doing like open mic just for fun and just try it out, whatever. She's like, oh, would you ever want to open for me? And I was like, sure. But like, thinking it was like so casual.
Yeah.
Well, then like I feel it was like a week or so later she followed up and was like, all right, well, I have a show in Anaheim. It's a month away. Do you want to do it? And I was like, okay. Like you can't say no to opportunity ever. You figure it out as you go, but you do not say no. And I had never even done an open mic at this point. I didn't even really have material.
And she's probably playing to like at least 1,000 people or something.
Oh, it was Anaheim. I forget what the venue was, but it was huge, and it was just like insane. Like literally, as I'm like, first of all, I took a COVID test. I'm like, if I have COVID, that's a good excuse to get out of it.
Oh God.
I was like, if my car crashes, that's a good excuse to get out of it. But like nothing was getting in the way. Like nothing was stopping me. I was like, I guess I'm going. So I got to open for her. I did like 8 minutes. At the time, I felt so good about it. Like I was a little drunk, obviously, because nerves. But I loved it. I had fun. People were laughing. But now having the experience that I have and looking back, it was a horrible 8 minutes. Like Whitney probably watched it. I was like, cool, she's going to make me look so good because that was horrible. But I mean, it was just like, you're just an experienced new person on stage, just kind of like drunkenly venting about like shitting yourself at work and like traffic around LA, like just stupid stuff. Stuff.
Well, I commend you because being a stand-up comedian, to me, I think is the hardest job in the world.
Ever.
Like, I could not imagine standing up there and trying to make people laugh, knowing that you might not make them laugh. Like, I would just die inside. So I like have such respect for anybody that goes after it.
Did Whitney give you any pointers after or guidance? Because it's like there's like no guidebook of how to be a stand-up comedian.
Well, that's the thing is you can't. The only advice everyone always gives is get on stage. Doesn't matter how much you practice. Doesn't matter how much you write. The only experience you're going to get is on stage holding a microphone. Yeah. And so that's just what I've been doing since then. I've loved it and I've learned a lot. There's been times where people don't laugh. I just got to open for Brad Williams. I don't know if you know who he is, but it was in Ontario here in California, which is a different vibe compared to like LA or San Diego. Yeah. So some of my jokes didn't quite hit the way that I'm used to. I'm like, oh, lesson learned. Okay. So just, with time and experience, you're going to have those moments and just grow from it.
Yeah. I love it.
Are you currently single?
I am.
Okay.
Are you dating?
I'm trying. What's the definition? I mean, I'm putting myself out there.
Are you on any dating apps?
So I tried Raya for a minute. Exactly. Like, it's just not worth it. In fact, I emailed them to like delete my thing. I'd paid for like a year in advance. I was committed, but that app was horrible. And then I tried Hinge, but it's just like I'm in this weird place where it's like I don't want people to know like my background right away because then you have weird like clout chasing
Super fan,
guys.
yeah.
Which
just
is like you could not be a worse person to date than a man that's clout chasing.
Exactly.
The Bachelor.
Yeah. Like it was so hard. And so I didn't mention anything, but I had Katie Comedy San Diego. You Google that, I still come up. So I'm like, you know.
Yeah.
So I deleted Hinge for a bit too. So just taking a break for now and focusing on just having a really hot girl summer, as I'm calling it.
Hell yes.
Where were you living before The Bachelor?
Seattle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So after I was done filming The Bachelorette, I took my paycheck and I was like, I'm renting this big Airbnb in La Jolla. Whoever wants to come, let's stay for the week, whatever. Like, it's on me. And the second I got to San Diego, I was like, oh, the Uber drivers are nice. The strangers are nice. The grocery store, everyone's nice. Everyone's happy.
Yeah.
And in Seattle, it's just not the same. And I was like, this is where I'm moving.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's great.
Oh, I love this so much. Okay, so you I saw I think on your stand up something about that you're in your hoe phase.
Yes.
Tell me, what is a hoe phase?
Oh my, okay. Well, this is what I talk about. I feel like it happens twice because everyone has it when you're younger and you're single and you're like a young adult, right?
Yeah.
But what people don't talk about is when you're like in your 30s and you're still without child and not even married, it's like your body is now tricking you to like have a hoe phase where like all of a sudden everybody's like turning you on and you just like want to hook up or like you're like, is he like father material? Like, and you're transitioning from like a guy that used to be like dad to like daddy now.
No,
you
it's
know?
upsetting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so like one of my jokes, which was based on reality, was I was at the dentist and my dentist had his finger in my mouth like they do. And like for some reason I was so turned on by this. And he's just like your typical dentist with like his mask on and glass. And I was just like, why is this turning me on?
What he has a job.
He's employed.
Yeah.
He has sperm. I'm childless. I don't know.
The bar is low.
Literally.
It's so true. Do you remember the moment like that is the moment for you? But the moment that I found someone really hot and attractive, and then like the old me was like, Becca, that's an old man.
Yeah.
Like the 20-year-old in me would have been like, gross.
Yeah. It's like the zaddy.
Yeah.
And then you realize you're old.
We're transitioning now to an older demographic. And I'm like, because we are an older demographic. I'm not 21 anymore.
No, it's like everybody that you're dating is going to have sciatica. And
Yeah.
that's just like, it's a truth that you have to accept.
No
the
sex
reality.
past 7:30 p.m. I don't have the energy for it.
Never.
You know what I mean?
Unless I'm wasted.
Yeah. I also like this. So I have a saying called sexy mature. You're not there yet. But sexy mature, it's like I'm looking for a sexy mature man, which is like he's mature.
He has a 401k.
He's a grown up. He's, he
may have toenail fungus.
He definitely has toenail fungus. He's paid
Compromise.
He has at least 7 years of tax
History.
refund. Like
Why
tax
is that so
history.
hot though?
Yeah, and like in a little file folder, and he's like 2019. Like I love this so much. And then, but like he's just a sexy mature man. You're in your moment, having your moment with your
Yeah.
sexy mature home moment.
You're lucky too, because like I find comedy stand-up comedians, like I know everybody jokes that they're disgusting, but I think they're so hot. Like
Oh my
most of the
gosh.
men,
Oh my God.
you look like a troll, but if you're funny,
yeah.
Yeah, wait, can we talk about, like, have you met a lot of comedians?
Yes, and the number one rule is don't date the
know.
other comics.
I know, but how can you not?
that's
Look,
Wait, what's that guy right now that's
do
so
it.
hot?
Matt Rife.
Matt.
I said that
Rife.
too soon.
so
he would
hot.
love that. He's like, of course she said me right away.
Well, he's so hot.
He just announced a world tour, so like let's shrink his head a little bit. But yeah, he's very attractive, and it's really cool because he's actually been in the game for like 10 years,
Yeah.
but had his like viral like TikTok moment, and now it's just really like catapulted him into this.
Are you
sold
guys
out
friends?
Have
you made out?
No. What? No.
Oh.
No. I've never even seen him in person.
Oh, okay.
No.
in my dreams.
No. But like obviously the comedy scene's very
it's like,
Small.
can't your thing be that you f other comedians? Like I feel
Yeah.
like there's a great material in that.
I love
You don't have to
this.
name
It can be a
names.
bit.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I think I do have like an advantage because I already have like my platform existing, and that's where the rule kind of comes into play. Is you don't
Yeah.
want this reputation of like fucking your way to the top. And
Yeah.
it's a male dominant space,
Right.
And so the women especially have to be careful. My girlfriend Nicole, she's out of LA. She said, "F the comics, but don't." And then she said some names, and I was like, noted.
Okay.
So some of
Oh.
them are off limits just because they don't have the best reputation, and then some
Yes.
are like, go for it, have fun,
Yeah.
do your thing.
Wow.
I f***ed a comic once It was the one day stand. I wrote a story about it for our book, Act Like a Lady. I had a one night stand with a comic in the middle of the day and then never talked to him
Forgot
again.
about that.
Yep.
That's called chuckle fuckers.
Chuckle. Yes, I was a chuckle fucker.
I have never heard that in my life.
Oh, it's a thing.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Because exactly you said, like you see a guy be funny and you're just like, all of a sudden he's like super hot for some reason.
yeah.
No.
You're like, why do I want to bang Jonah Hill? Weird.
Okay, not to take a serious turn, but I was very inspired by your story. And Jacqueline is about to get married very quickly. And Becca and I have been married for many years. But we've had a lot of boys. And I'm very inspired by your story because everyone obviously knows that you and Blake split after your season. And there's like, from what I've read and found out, I'm taking it as there's this underpinning of men really still can't handle a strong, ambitious woman, whether that's Blake or not. Like, there is this underpinning of like, you were like, no, like, this is just the start for me. Like, I am just beginning my life, like, and there's this thing of like, I think men are still scared of just, what do you think? I think that's true.
Oh, I 1,000% agree because especially like in the career that I'm, which is I'm pursuing comedy, you're very blunt, you're very opinionated, you're very loud, you're like you are making your voice heard all the time.
Yeah.
And traditionally, I would say men shy away from that. And I'm not trying to like generalize. Obviously, like some men really love that, but that is a problem I have where, people are looking for more of a conservative, quiet, stay-home wife, and that's just never going to be me.
That would be a really hard, like the comedy space. I think that would be hard if he's not in comedy. Like you use the material of like him, like your marriage. Amy Schumer in her documentary did such a good job of like explaining what that's like. Like she married a guy who gets it, but he still doesn't really want to like get in there. You're not only you're ambitious, but you're like putting your dirty laundry out.
Oh yeah,
for the world.
Yeah.
Ali Wong is another one. She had this great book that's very detailed about her marriage and the highs and lows, and now they're divorced, and so it's just kind of crazy that like it is your life and you're this public person who's talking about everything.
Yeah.
But it's good that you're doing it first, and
Yeah.
then you can find somebody who can
match
handle it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that'd be kind of weird if you're dating somebody or married to somebody and then all of a sudden they're like, I'm going to be a comedian now.
Well, it was a little bit like podcasting. Like all of our spouse or significant others had to get used to us talking about them on this, and
Yes.
that's like nothing
and
compared
it's
to
still
stand up.
like, and it's still uncomfortable.
Yeah, because Kelty's like, I'm getting a divorce.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah.
Wait, Chris stopped listening. My husband stopped listening for a while, but then I was in his car and he had like the latest episode riled up, so I know he's caught up. And I was like, oh God, that was like a whole phase where he really hated you. Anyway, okay. Before we move on to a little game, I know that you are also using your bad sex stories in your comedy, which like this is, if anyone's listening to Lady Gang, they should be following you and going to your shows because I feel like we're cut from the same cloth. We've shared every one of our bad sex stories like on this show over the years. There's been so many. So I want to know like your worst sex story.
It's funny because it really inspired my very first open mic 3-minute set. And it was, I had, John just dumped me and I was heartbroken about it. And I went to Mexico to just like start over, be fresh, whatever.
Wait, can I talk about who John is? Because you didn't watch her season, right?
Right.
Okay, so Katie's season ends, you get engaged to Blake.
Yes.
You guys split up, and then
Yes.
she ends up with a guy that she sent home like second week.
Yes, from my season.
Like that she
Oh,
barely got to
got it.
know.
Yes.
And then there was all this speculation. I go on Reddit every single night, so I know everything that's going on in Bachelor World.
Yes.
But there was all this speculation.
Wait, does that mean I could have ended up with
I
Brad
was just
Romack
thinking
because
that.
he sent me
Yes.
home the second week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I think John was a second week guy.
Yeah.
Wow. Justice for Kelty. Okay, keep going.
Yeah. So anyways, she ended up dating the guy that she sent home like super early in the season. So that's who
For
you're
a
talking
long
about.
time?
6 months, but like we lived together. I bought him like a travel van. Like I was
She started going skydiving. 'cause
travel
he was a
van?
skydiver.
Yeah, he skydives. Like I'll skydive, so I went like solo skydiving. Like I was like so all
Katie,
in.
you bought him a van.
Don't worry, he paid me back.
Okay, all
but
right.
it took a long time because travel vans aren't cheap. Okay.
No.
Wow. Lesson learned.
Oh, I will never buy a man dinner.
Anything.
Nothing.
No, anything.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay,
Yes,
so
yes.
what?
Okay, so anyway.
So I'm heartbroken, and so I meet this local guy in Mexico, and it's a mutual friend, so there's at least like that, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, we end up having sex, and it was the worst sex ever. First of all, he is going down on me, and my body is physically like moving, and I talk about it in my set as like a hungry hippo. Like
my
he's
God.
just
Yes.
so aggressively
Oh, no.
like shoving his head down on me that I was just like, he cannot actually think this is like working. Like, what is he doing? And so eventually we like transition, and then like, he's inside, and then he starts to like move his dick in like a figure 8.
Oh no.
I don't. He had to have seen this in like a
porno.
because
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know. And so I was really pissed. And then like I was a little drunk, so there were like bits and pieces that were kind of like
Clear and
missing.
not clear. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then like the next day I was like, okay, like maybe I was just really drunk. Like I want to do like a redo. So like I literally extended my trip by one more day just to have sex with him one more time, just a little less drunk. And it was like just as bad. And so I was like, oh, I didn't actually black out. It's just my body protected me from the trauma that I was experiencing. It was so bad. And what's really sad is that was my like first set a little bit, and he found out that clip was about him. I was like,
Well,
somebody
someone
had
needs
to
to
tell
tell
him.
him.
Yeah.
look, since then he's had 2 super, super hot girlfriends. So all I can assume is that he did some research and he just leveled up, and he can thank me later.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
No, I appreciate that. When I first started dating Chris Knight, we moved in together like really quick, and I was cleaning out like some space in the closet for me, and I found this other girl's headshots, and I was like, who the f- is
Headshots.
It was headshots, and I was like, he's like acting like he's such a good guy, and you have someone else's headshots, like a stack of them, and I was like, so weird. But then instantly underneath that, I found the book like She Comes First.
Oh.
And we hadn't slept together yet, and I was like, I love a man who reads and also does the research, and he's
Whoa.
fantastic in
Ugh,
bed.
I'm so jealous.
Well, that's the thing. Men like learn from
Don't
porn.
be. We have to f- these men for the rest of our lives.
Yeah,
That's
no. And now
could
it's
read
10
every
years
book.
later, and I'm good.
yeah.
Now you can read anything, like just leave me alone.
Don't touch me.
Nothing sexual whatsoever.
Don't you dare say come to me.
Do not come here. Do not come there. Do not come anywhere except in your hand.
Wait, and you guys are still married? Yeah. Okay. Just catching up.
Barely though.
Okay, when we come back, we have a little game for Miss Katie. Okay, so in honor of your season, we're going to do a rite of passage. So we had, I did this with Nick after his season, and it's been some time for you. And I know you're probably so over talking about this, but I think it would be really fun. I have brought the pictures of your men.
Okay.
I want to know what their name is, if you remember, and then I want you to describe them in one word.
Okay.
Nick remembered like no one.
Nick was
Oh.
like Susie. He remembered 0
don't feel
people.
bad.
Yeah. So if you mess it up, it's okay.
And you can blame it on trauma.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes,
Okay.
gosh.
And also here's the good
Starting
news.
off with a good one.
And this, as the story goes, Katie,
Yes.
is that last week I asked Jack if she could print these off for me, and I was like, "Go to Kinko's and print them so that we can show them to her." And then I had a realization I could put them on my iPad, but I knew there was a reason I didn't want them on my iPad because I had planned to write on the back what their actual name was, so we'll know if we're right or wrong. But
I'll probably know.
Yeah, Jack might know. If you don't know, we're.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And we're starting off with a bang.
Oh, well, that's Greg. So one word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People online did want to know. Like they just asked Greg.
Yeah. Everybody wants to know about Greg. That's why.
Victoria. That's like the only word that comes to mind now. That's his new girlfriend. So
Yeah. Oh, God. I forgot that they're even dating.
they're like an item. So
Yeah.
that's the word. If I had to pick one, just Victoria. Blake. X.
Yep.
I knew who was going to win.
He looks like my high school boyfriend.
Justin. Painter.
Wait, can I talk about Justin?
Yeah.
Like, I love him.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I would have chosen him if I was on your season. Is there something like
Compelling?
Is there an ick about him?
Not that I got on the season, and I have only seen him one time outside of the show, and it was at like Stagecoach, of course, where everyone
Obviously.
sees everyone. But I don't get that vibe from him at all.
Well, because I think he's like so hot. He seems so funny, but I'm like, what is not clicking? I did see him at the waterfront in Venice, standing with Greg in the front.
That's the ick.
They're standing right at the entrance of. Have you ever been to
Oh
the
my
waterfront?
God, this is the guy?
Yeah. They're
Oh my
standing
God,
in front of
well,
the
this is the
waterfront,
ick?
waiting for women to walk through to like notice them, to talk to them, and they'd just be waiting there, kind of like leaning up against a wall.
Bummer.
Okay, I will say the guys that I know on the season, I do think become different than the guys after the show.
Right.
You know, like you see them as this like wholesome new person on reality TV, and then afterwards
they're
they get all this attention. And some people, it gets to their head and they change a little bit.
Douches.
Michael Zaddy.
You think he's a zaddy?
I respect his relationship, but I love him like just as a human being.
Okay.
I
Yes.
don't like that kind of tattoo.
Zaddy.
Connor, musician.
Nope. Sorry, Jack. Oh, sorry.
Aaron.
Well, you do know everyone.
These are all like I know who all these people
Well,
are.
I do think I did a pretty good job getting to know my people
Okay.
though. Aaron, I don't know, bro.
Douchebag.
James.
Wait, you just went,
I don't know is he sleazy?
No, this guy is actually really hot, but he gels his hair back all the time. I've seen one
it's a
picture of
weird
this
look.
guy with his hair nice and floppy. Hot.
Yeah, I mean, gel. I'll say jealous is one word.
Gel.
The eyebrow is too manicured for me.
Yeah.
You
He
don't have
was
a
very-
better arch than me.
Trey,
Trey,
funny.
cute. Okay, I like your shirt.
Andrew M, swimmer.
This man looks like he's going to be rich. He looks like he's developed an app.
He's a lawyer. He's a lawyer, so he probably
so
is
he's
rich.
He's rich.
He so is getting
need-
app developer vibes.
Where are you now? What's his name?
Andrew.
Andrew, where are you
You
now?
should revisit Andrew.
He's in California. I've seen him. Like
Is he single?
I'm pretty sure
No way.
he's in California.
This guy works in Silicon Valley. He invented AI technology.
Andrew.
Another Andrew.
I was like, I'm not like hesitating on. Lips.
Ooh.
I feel like his name might be Justin, but I don't actually know.
I don't know who this guy is.
I really, he was a night one guy.
Got beautiful jewelry.
Yeah, don't know.
We don't know him.
Don't know.
I'm sorry to this man. I would see him walking down the street, and I don't know who this man is.
I was like, I forgot he was on my season. I don't remember his name either.
Bye.
Night one. Night one guys, I didn't bother. Like, they're going home night one. Why would I try to remember your name?
Yeah.
Don't know. Brennan. Clout chaser. He has 2 words. Like, no hesitation.
ooh.
Oh, shoot. What was his name?
Oh, this guy kind
this
of went
is the
sort
best
of far, didn't he?
promo for this episode.
They have the weirdest pictures.
It's been a long time.
I love a man in a cardigan.
But he
do?
has an act. He's from, I think, Boston or New York or something.
I don't know.
I don't remember
who
his
that guy
name.
is.
Oh, shoot. I don't remember his name either. But he was a troublemaker. He brought like a blow up doll.
Ew.
But I don't remember
ew.
his name either.
wow.
Connor as well. Basic.
Ooh.
I mean, he was just like
Basic
generically like
A guy?
A guy. You
Yeah.
know, like the nothing like when you're generically a guy with 30 guys. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's great. Reality.
I
TV
bet
for
he's a
him.
great
he
husband.
didn't thrive in that.
He did
Yeah.
give me husband, dad, strong vibes
Yeah.
in that. Yes.
Oh,
A
he's
normie.
cute.
The most
Yeah,
normal
normie.
ones, you know. I don't remember his name. But you know what's so funny about him? The producers were like, okay, he has a story, so like try to get it out of him.
Yeah.
So when we were talking, he wasn't looking at me, and I swear to God, I thought his story was that he was blind. Because the way that he was talking, but like not looking at me, I was
It's
like, okay,
nerves.
so he's blind, but he wouldn't say it. But then like, but then it never like that was not his story. In fact, I don't know what his story was, but for like 20 minutes of the conversation, I was like, oh, he's gonna be a blind guy. Yeah.
This is like oh.
He might have been a night one. I don't know him. I don't know that man. Garrett, friend. He's in San Diego, actually. I forget he's on my.
hot.
He looks
Wait,
like 3
he
other
is-
guys we just saw.
But he's hot. He looks tall.
Oh, no,
and
he's very
big.
hot. He's in San Diego. He's roommates with one of my girlfriends, Sam, who was actually on Clayton's season.
Oh.
And so it's just, I forget he was on my season.
Could you revisit?
No, he's definitely in the friend zone, but like good friends.
hot.
Yeah. Hunter.
This is too much energy for me.
Dad. I mean,
Oh, yeah, he was a dad.
he's a dad.
Or is a dad.
Oh, Jeff. I remember Jeff because he did not take well to the fun jokes of the creepy RV on night one and stuff. Like the show's like a joke, like especially
yeah.
night one props. Like everyone's in on the fun.
Yeah.
But he, I think, really took it personally and talked about like internet bullying. And it's like
Oh.
it was just a bit, and you agreed to do it. So
He's got nice lip filler.
I know. His lips are nice.
that's John.
That's John.
my ex John. The second week.
The one
He
that she
looks-
ended up with.
I know, he looks rich too. I'm glad you went back.
He's literally was living out of the van when we broke up. He has since sold the van. I don't know what he's doing, but Rich is not what I would describe
It
it.
also looks like there's a private plane blurred
That's
out
what I'm saying. He
behind
looks
him.
like he's on the tarmac of his
Sending
private
subliminal
jet.
messages.
Yeah. Wait, what kind of picture headshot is this?
He was a pilot or like
Oh.
flew planes or was getting his
Deceiving.
pilot license. Yeah.
Oh.
I love on The Bachelor. It's like I'm getting my license, but I'm also a pilot. And I'm like, those are not the same thing.
No,
yeah, that's
totally.
not.
I drive a Cessna on the weekend. Okay.
Carl, troublemaker.
Mhm. He was like kind of the villain.
Yeah, he like stirred the pot.
You know why? He's wearing an American Apparel V-neck.
That's right. That is right.
Anyone who wears this shirt is
From, like,
bad
2007.
news, okay? Don't wear this shirt.
He's
cute.
hot.
I forgot. Kyle.
Looks like he should be
Kyle.
on Summer House.
I forgot he's
Yeah.
on my season. He must not have made it really far.
I love his
Wait,
dimple.
this is the guy that Reddit loves.
Yeah, but
There's, like,
a whole
dimps.
There's a whole thing. Like, what is? Isn't it like?
It's like Kyle Day or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't date him?
No, I've seen him since, and I just
Why?
don't.
The vibes aren't there.
Oh, Landon, I believe.
It looks like a Landon.
There has to be a Landon on every
Unless
season.
I'm mixing guys up, but I don't remember his name either. These are like we're getting into like night one territory. Oh, I forgot about him. I don't remember his name either. But look, anyone I've forgotten so far for the most part has been like night one. Mikey, or Mike P, I think on the season he was called. Religious.
Very
Oh,
Christian
shit.
boy.
Yes.
Do you see the necklace?
Courtney with a Q. I feel like he went on Paradise in Canada. I could be wrong on that.
There's no Paradise in Canada. I'm from
Yes,
Canada.
there is.
No, there is. It's airing right now.
Yeah.
Who's the host?
Charlene from
Charlene.
She's
Nick-
not the host.
from
They're
Nick,
the host.
Nick Viall's season. There's a woman
A
named
Canadian?
Katie.
Katie, is she Canadian?
Look, I don't know where her her.
I need an agent. I need an agent so bad.
Okay.
Someone f***ing sign me. I need an agent. Why am I not
I
hosting
don't
this?
think you need to be in Canada hosting Bachelor in Canada, okay?
Yes, she does.
I need all the jobs. Who's this man?
I don't think he made my season. Oh, I shouldn't say it like that. Thomas. He's just a handsome guy. He is now happily engaged, expecting a baby with Becca
Becca who?
Kufrin.
Yeah.
That's him?
Yeah.
He's so hot.
He's like, I don't even remember, 6'8". He's just really tall.
This guy makes you pancakes in the morning.
He was very, very sweet. That guy did not make my season.
Who are these? Oh,
I don't know what
this
that
is actually this guy wasn't on your season, but I was searching Lady Gang pictures for our Eras episode, and it said proud member of the Lady Gang boyfriend gang, and I thought that was so cute.
comes up after though.
I was collecting
Beautiful.
The jump scare. I was not ready for that laugh.
That is so
you know what?
funny.
You
dude.
did pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like honestly, it was Nick Viall level.
Yeah.
Of knowledge.
What?
Yeah, it was pretty bad. And when you see that jump cut together of you not knowing everyone, it's going to be really funny.
It's gonna be so funny.
It's going to be really funny.
Great.
Well, Katie, we're so happy to finally get to chat with you. Please come back a zillion times. You guys are already following her, but if you're not, you can follow Katie at the Katie Thurston. .com. We don't have a .com. And you have shows ongoing. So
Yeah.
get on her Instagram so you can see exactly where she's going to be playing and go support her because this is just the start of this new era. And we're so happy for you. And say no to the figure eight. That's what I say.
Oh, God.
Don't date the figure eight.
Yeah.
Don't date the figure eight.
Yeah.
On three, Lady Gang.
I'm in.
1, 2, 3,
Lady Gang.
That's we
See you
never
next
ended like that.
Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday. I just wanted.